So in this quick video, we're going to go over the details of how to strengthen your doors. Basically what we found is with the larger configurations here on the Enclosure series, you get some movement that basically creates complications when closing the enclosure. So we've added additional strengthening components to these configurations in particular. The 90-degree joining plates are what we're using to strengthen the insides of the doors, which gives you a nice fluid motion when opening and closing the enclosure doors. So in addition to strengthening the doors, we're going to be mounting our enclosure to the table surface as well. So with the enclosure kit comes single L brackets and hardware components to mount that to the V-slot. And then of course we have some wood threading screws that are going to tap into the tabletop. So first I want to pay attention to the single L brackets and how those are going to mount to our table surface. So at the front here, you'll see that we have a single L bracket that's already mounted. So basically the front will receive 2 of the single L brackets, and then of course the hardware that is mounted to the V-slot. So we have the 8mm screw, a drop-in T-nut, which mounts that to the V-slot, and then a simple wood screw, which taps right into the MDF, which is the tabletop material that we're using. So 2 on the front, and then of course the sides will receive 1, which is going to be placed in the middle. So you can take that measurement and just divide by 2. And then of course for the other sides as well as the back will receive 1. And this basically really secures the enclosure to a table surface, which is also going to strengthen this whole enclosure system. Now in regards to the doors, basically on the inside, like I discussed on the introduction of this build, we're going to be adding the 90-degree joining plates on 3 corners of our doors to strengthen this whole door so you don't get any racking when closing and opening this door. With the added weight of the plexi, the additional strengthening is definitely necessary. So the parts that we'll need for the strengthening of the doors, we'll use a total of 6 of our 90-degree joining plates, and then to adapt those to the V-slot, you'll need 8mm screws and drop-in T-nuts. So now I'm going to focus on the right side here, up in the top corner of the door. Basically, any pivot point is where we're going to start first to really secure the position of the door. So taking one of my 90-degree joining plates, I'm simply going to rest those drop-in T-nuts into the tracks of the V-slot, and you can use your ball driver to assist with that, just to rotate them into the position necessary. And at that point, what I'm going to do is lock down just this center 8mm screw here to lock down that pivot point. Now that I have that in place, I'm going to go ahead and work my way down to the next location. Once again, we're just locking down that one 8mm screw, just to lock down that pivot point. Next, on the top outer side of the connection of these two 20x20s, we're going to add one more 90-degree joining plate. And once again, we're going to lock down the one screw. Just want to get all of the drop-in T-nuts in place first. Okay, now that we have the 90-degree joining plates on our right door, we're going to go ahead and move to the left door and do the same process. Okay, now that we have those 90-degree joining plates in place, we're going to move to next is the orientation of the door and locking down the additional 90-degree joining plates to strengthen the door. So what I'm going to do is close first my left door. So with the door closed, basically what I'm going to do is come in here with my ball driver and tighten down each one of my 8mm screws. And now that we have the left side complete, we're going to move to the right door next. And the same process here for the right door. We're just going to go ahead and close the door to find that position that we need. And we're going to go ahead and tighten down those screws. So the next stage of this process is readjusting the hinges. So now that we have our 90-degree joining plates in place here, basically what we're going to use is a shim at the bottom of this door in order to align the top portion of the door frame. So I'm going to grab a piece of cardboard and shim the bottom and then adjust those hinges. Okay, so at the bottom here, I'm going to add this piece of cardboard just to shim this out. And from there, I'm going to go in and adjust my hinges to make sure that this door is completely level. Okay, now that we have the door hinges adjusted here on the right side, we're going to do the same thing on the left side. Okay, so on the left side, once again, we're going to add that little piece of cardboard here and just sift that underneath. And then we're going to go ahead and readjust those hinges. And then that will complete the strengthening of these doors. So as you can see now that we have a smooth transition when opening both doors and when closing these doors. So now that we have our doors strengthened, now we have a nice structurally sound enclosure. Hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to stay tuned for future videos, and we'll catch you next time.